Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and the pre-release is almost here. Before we get into our primer, we need to talk one last time about the midnight event at Vast Abyss. This tournament is filling up really fast through pre-registration on their website, which we'll link in the description below. Make sure you reserve your spot because room will run out. If you try to pre-register and you cannot, that means it's full. There's a ton of interest. We're surprised by how quickly it's filling up. Good luck guys, I hope you make it in time. Now that that's over, let's talk about the basics of Born of the Gods pre-release and a little bit about strategy. First, an overview of the event. The pre-release is a sealed event. That means you're given 6 booster packs, you open them up, and those are the cards you build your deck out of. You cannot use any other cards besides the ones you're given, and you cannot exchange or trade cards from your pool until the tournament is finished. You'll be given one of these boxes. Depending on which color you choose, that's the box you'll get. In each of these boxes, you'll receive 2 Born of the Gods boosters, 3 Theros boosters, and 1 seeded booster. This is a booster that focuses on a color you chose rather than it being completely random. In these seeded packs, you'll find your promo, a rare of your color, and the normal amount of commons and uncommons a pack would have. Something important to note about the sealed booster pack, while they give you an on-color rare, the only on-color mythic rares you can get are the minor gods in your color. For example, if you pick the black pre-release kit, you can receive any black rare, but the only mythics you can open in the seeded pack are Mogus or Phoenix. In addition to all these things, there'll also be a hero card, an activity card, a life counter, and a welcome letter. The hero card isn't for the pre-release. You can use that when you battle the Minotaur Horde at game day. But the activity card is something you can use at the pre-release. Think of it as a set of achievements for the event. The question I've been asked the most is, what color should I pick? Well, let's go over them really quickly. If you're destined to lead, you get the hero card the General and the promo Silent Sentinel. The hero cards are used to fight the Horde at game day and the promo card goes in your deck. Destined to outwit, the blue box gives you the Savant and Arbiter of the Ideal. If you're destined to dominate, you get the Tyrant and Eater of Hope. If you're feeling particularly destined to conquer, you'll receive the Warmonger and Forge Stoker Dragon. Last but not least, if you're destined to thrive, the Provider and Nessian Wild's Ravager will be yours. Choosing a color can be difficult for a lot of people. Some people want to pick the strongest color with what they think is the best promo so they have the highest chance to win. Some like to pick their favorite color regardless of the promo just because they love that color. There is no universal right or wrong here. It's because of this that I'm going to try to appeal to as many different groups as possible as I lay out different scenarios. Hopefully this will help. There are those that like value, monetary value, in picking a pre-release color. They want the color that'll give them the best chance of pulling the most expensive card in this set. The problem here is that Brimas can't be in a seeded pack because he's a mythic that isn't a god. However, Xenagos is a god. Sitting currently at $25, he'd be a sweet pickup for a lot of value players. In addition to getting him, you can also get Mogus in your seeded pool, another high priority god. Most rares aren't worth very much right now, with the exception of Painseer and Spirit of the Labyrinth, so focusing on the gods seems like the economic choice if you want to make a couple bucks. If this sounds like you, play red. If you want the additional chance of getting a Painseer and you're okay with giving up a seeded Xenagos, play black. The next type of player we're going to talk about is the one that just wants to win outright. They play the best color based on the possible cards they could get. This is going to be tough for those people. Remember, half the cards you're going to get are from Theros. If we just focus on Born of the Gods cards for now, try to think about what each color is supposed to be doing. White masses creatures, blue controls the game in the air, black kills everything, red headbutts you until one of you passes out, and green plays dem fatties. Now, which one of these strategies is supported the best in Born of the Gods? White is missing its Captain of Creature creation in Brimas King of Oreskos. You can't get him in your seeded pack, so that hurts. However, there are a ton of bestow creatures in white. Not only that, but white also has a lot of heroic creatures as well, so there's definitely synergy there. Your promo will bring back your bestow creatures or auras, so that's also value. You also have a couple potential bombs in Eidolon of Countless Battles and Ghostblade Eidolon. White is filled with small creatures, good heroic enablers, and cheap combat tricks. Looks good. Unlike white, blue isn't missing anything in the mythic rare department besides Kiora, and even then you can't get her in a seeded pack anyway. The Arbiter is a strong promo. As usual, it flies and has decent toughness. 6 mana is also pretty reasonable for what is assuredly going to be some inspiring card advantage. There's so much flying in Born of the Gods for blue. From Archetype of Imagination to Stratus Walk, flying is important. Cards like Retraction Helix and Eternity Snare ensure us that blue will have the control effects we've come to know and love. Or hate. Think of a type of card you'd expect blue to have. Born of the Gods has it. What do you know? This is also a good color. Time to talk about black. Right off the bat, you're missing one shot at Champion of Stray Souls. It was a good card, but you still have potential access to Mogus and Phoenix, which is always good. Your promo may be 7 mana, but it's a 6/4 flyer that can somewhat keep himself alive. 6 power flyers are scary. Black has been getting a lot of attention in this set, and it should. Bioblight, Drown in Sorrow, Eye Gouge, and more. Removal is back in black, and it's good. Cards like Herald of Torment will make games by themselves. Black is full of Intimidate, draw effects at the cost of life, and good removal spells. Sound familiar? Yeah, it should, because it's everything black is supposed to do. Use removal to survive the early game, drop your scary gigantic demons, and destroy your opponents. What do you know? Another good color. Is there a pattern forming? Next up is red. This means Flame Wreathed Phoenix is out, but you can get Xenagos and Mogus, so no problems there. As defined by red in the past, there is damage galore. Fate Conflagration, Fall of the Hammer, Bolt of Keranos, the list goes on. While it's important to note that some of this removal has moved to sorcery speed, red as a color has slowed down a bit. Embracing the lore of Theros, Minotaurs, Giants, and Cyclops now fill its ranks. Red seems to have everything. Big creatures, fast creatures, card draw, combat tricks, removal, everything. The perfect combination of cards to go full speed ahead without stopping. Seems, maybe kind of good. The last color is green. The seeded pack misses Kiora but could give you Xenagos or Karametra. It's green. What do you think it's going to do? It starts by mana ramping through things like Courser of Krufix or Karametra's Favor. Then it plays dem fatties. Some fatties aren't even creatures. Raised by Wolves? Come on. You know what else green does? Makes all of their big stuff even bigger. Nyxborn Wolf, Aspect of Hydra. These cards are token green. If that wasn't enough, Lure is back. You know when Lure was printed? Alpha. All this color is missing is 800 different ways to give everything trample. Green is going to do what it always has. Put a blindfold on, start running at something, and either demolish it or hurt itself. Seems, wait for it, good. Now you might be asking yourself, didn't Wedge say he was going to tell us what color to play? Yes, I did. Be patient. Jeez. The answer you're looking for is all of them. Really look at each of these colors. They all do what you want them to do. I'm a blue mage at heart. Retraction Helix and Eternity Snare, those cards are my jam. I know when to play them because that's all I've done for years. A friend of mine loves green to death. He'll never play a color that isn't green, and that's okay. The point is that if you want to win, play to your strengths. There are some sets where a few colors are just better than others by a mile, but I truly don't think this is the case, at least for sealed at pre-release. In a format like this, it's much more important to play what you know than what you think might be good. I've never played mono green. How do you think I'd do if I picked green for the Born of the Gods pre-release? I'm a control player. I hate tapping mana. It's my least favorite thing to do. Play what's right for you. You can scour the internet as much as you want, but all you'll find is a bunch of different people telling each other they're idiots. Make the choice for yourself. Think of the kind of player you are. After all, it's about what you're destined to be, right? Follow your instincts. I hope this helped you make a choice for the pre-release. I also hope you're as excited as I am about it. It's going to be awesome. Regardless of the power level of these cards for standard, they are really cool for limited, so let's enjoy them. What colors are you guys playing at the pre-release and why? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.